the future assistant professors. Welcome back to English by Pooja Singh. Today we are in literary criticism. We'll be talking today Friedrich Nietzsche as a critic. So if you haven't watched the earlier videos, go and watch the complete playlist of literary criticism. Now we are in Victorian age, and today we are dealing with Friedrich Nietzsche. Now, before starting him in detail, I would like to tell you that he was a follower of existentialism. What does existentialism means? You will tell me in the comment section, and later I will be telling you in the detail. What does that means? Okay. So, when he was born in 1844, he was very unhappy citizen of Germany, Prussia. So modern day it is a Germany. He initially trained as a classical philologist, that is a study of Greek and Roman text. So can you see, when whatever you are reading, whatever you are being in the environment, that will, that will influence you in your later life. And that is why we always say, surround yourself with good thoughts, right? So that is why it is very important that we make our environment, we make our friends, we make our surrounding with good people and good thoughts that influence your life, that shape your life for the later time. So he was deeply influenced by Greek tragedy, and you will see how these influenced writing the works and how his theory changed. And what did he say? Okay. Study of music of Richard Wagner, Schaffner philosophy. His writing was bold, poetic, and sometimes aphoristic, and often deliberately provocative. So he was very outspoken, and he said he did not. He was not that abide to follow the rules and regulation. He was like live your life, and that was it. So today we'll be dealing with the major works of him that is very important for the criticism. So today we'll be dealing with the work today. Let me change the color of my pen. Okay. The very first work we'll be describing today is The Birth of Tragedy Out of the Spirit of Music, that is published in 1872. So it was Nietzsche's first major work. In this, he argues about Greek tragedy that emerged from the tension between two forces. He talks about two forces. The very first force is Apollonian and Dionysian. Apollonian means you talk about reason, you talk about order, you talk about harmony, you talk about form. So, when we started our literary criticism, we talked about Socrates, how he used to talk about. He used to talk about logic, he used to talk about reason, he used to talk about dialogic form. Whenever anyone can challenge that, okay, if you are wise, let's have a dialogue between us, let's have a discussion about that. So, it was all about logic, reason. The people who followed Apollonian, they had to follow the god of emotion. They have to follow the rationality, they have to follow the cult, they have to follow the logic, they have to follow the reason. So this was Apollonian, the extreme emotional side of God. Rationality, logic, truth, reasoning. Socrates, Epicureans, they all follow the god of Apollo. They have to emphasize the fate of human institution by abide by the rules of society. What are the rules, what are the things that you have to follow, right? Now the second sect was Dionysian. It is chaos, passion, music, intoxication, primal energy. It talks about wine, it talks about existential human, extreme human side, passion, and everything. So, in this, he talks about the merits and the demerits of Greek tragedy. Now, can you see the influence? He was deeply influenced by Greek tragedy. Huh? And now you can see the work, what he has written. So, we influence. So, he says that true art, according to Nietzsche, is born when both forces are balanced. And that is why we say that we have to always live in the middle ground. He says, explain anything by rational. What makes human? What makes you human? You tell me. Do let me know in the comment section what makes you human. What makes you human? Do let me know in the comment section कि आपको क्या लगता है कि क्या हमें इंसान बनाता है? What makes us human? According to Nietzsche, he said that it is not that we are not born to, follow the rules and regulation. We have to live our life, and that what he says, that he believes in existentialism, and that what existentialism means, you are living your life. Men and women are free from any artificial imposed rules. That is the idea in short. So he says that if you want to follow, you should follow Dionysian. Why? Because it can be frightening, strict model orderness. If you are just following the orders, you are not living your life. So anything between balance between both, that is great. But to be in emotions, passion, and enjoy life rather than to be in strict way, he says that you have to follow Dionysian. He criticized Euripides for making Greek tragedy too rational and moralistic, and he also praises Sophocles, Achilles for capturing the sublime tension. So this was his first work, The Birth of Tragedy Out of the Spirit of Music. Okay. The second work is Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Just Spoke Zarathustra. So it is a book for all and a book for none. Okay. So a book for all and a book for none. It is written in three parts. He talk about the philosophical novel that is written in poetic style, and here he has talked about the existentialism, introduces the concept Übermensch, Superman. How is Superman? What are the things that makes a Superman? The Übermensch is an individual who creates his own values instead of following the religion or the tradition. The famous line is, God is dead and we have killed him. This does not mean the death of a god but the collapse of religious authority in the modern age. So in the modern age, he has said that now he says that we need to truly live in the moment and do not make कि मरने के बाद हमें स्वर्ग मिलेगा. Like we say ना after life. We say after life कि अभी हम struggle कर लेते हैं, अभी हम sacrifices कर लेते हैं, and after that we'll have a greater life. In Christianity also there is same kind of thing, that we should reject the idea of becoming an idol to God, and God, because God has never existed. Even God removed himself after creating the world. If you see the Christian movie, there God has removed. So you don't have to be that, oh my god, I have to be very ideal in the eyes of God. No, he's rejecting the idea of becoming good in the eyes of God. He says that please truly live at this moment. ठीक है, let go of be dead. जो मर गया है उसको छोड़ दो. Pain and suffering, leave all the concern. We do not have to do that. Live your life. And that is why he says that atheist and Christian are both fools. You don't have to be atheist and you don't have to be Christian, because they are both fools. They are just believing in the ideal of life, contemporary values and all that. You have to live your life, and that would, who are Supermen? Supermen are those who are living their own life. They are not running behind the region and the tradition. Okay. So this was all about the idea of Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Now the third work is the Antichrist, and again is a fierce attack on the Christianity, and he was a follower of existentialism, so he was not liking all these morality, slave morality, आपको ये करना है, आपको वो करना है, because that glorifies weakness, that glorifies pity, that glorifies submission. If you are converted into Christian, or the one at that time, it was glorifying weakness. You don't have to drink alcohol. And why not alcohol? Because it will numb you. It does not give anything. So Christian should not turn Christian values, but turn more into rational and science level. आपको अपने स्ट्रेंथ पे एक्ट करना है, बाय व्हाट यू फील गुड. सेल्फ रिलायंट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ही एडवोकेट्स लाइफ अफर्मिंग वैल्यूज इंस्टेड ऑफ लाइफ डिनाइंग रिलीजियस डॉगमा. ही से टॉक अबाउट रैशनल, टॉक अबाउट रीजन. व्हाई यू आर ऑलवेज? बिकॉज गॉड इज डेड. Weaker. Go by what you feel and not what is written in the Bible, and not in the work, not in the region. So that what you have to follow in. So that he has talked about. Now the next question is that the Will to Power, posthumously published. He has given the central idea of Nietzsche's philosophy. Life is fundamentally a struggle, a willpower, not survival or morality, but a drive to dominate, create, and express strength. He's saying that reject all laws, artificial laws. Who is Superman? The one who shrinks all religions, live off his own life. So more or less, all the works deals with the idea that God is dead. You don't have to follow the rules and regulation, you have to go abide by them. And he says embrace all, because if you are envy of someone or somebody, you are ambitious. If you are in your class, there is some topper, okay, there is topper in your class. If you envy your topper, that might lead you to read more, that will lead you to read more, that will lead you to enhance, that will leave you to give you strength. So that is good. So you have to embrace all. Envy, jealous, everything is good. So we as a human, we have to embrace everything, then only we will be great. So you don't have to accept everything that is imposed by society. आपको सब कुछ impose, आपको सब कुछ accept नहीं करना है कि जो society आप पे impose कर रहा है. You have to live your life by your own, and that what Superman does. It shrinks all the religions, all the idea. He lives his own. So that was it for the all the works. We saw four works: the birth of tragedy out of the spirit of music, that spoke Zarathustra, the Antichrist, and the will of power. Now we'll see the contribution of Nietzsche as a literary critic. He introduced psychological depth into literary criticism. Instead of judging literature by rules, he analyzed by life affirming or the life denying qualities. And I do agree with him, because he has given a clear concept, because we do not have to abide by rules and regulation. What are your views? Aapka kya views hai? What are your views? Do you have to go with the rules and regulation of the society that are imposed by them, or you have to live your life by your own? Do let me know in the comment section. Okay. He admired Greek tragedy because it embraced suffering and transformed it into beauty. A very beautiful line that, he embraced the suffering and transformed into beauty. He criticized modern culture for being descendant, moralistic, and weak. His writings influenced existentialism, Sartre, Camus, psychoanalysis, Freud, Jung, modernism, T.S. Eliot's Joyce, and even post-structuralism, Foucault and Derrida. So these are the, as a literary critic, we have seen a lot of influences, and he influenced a lot of people also. Now we are moving to the PYQs. So Nietzsche concepts of Apollonian and Dionysian force appeared in which work? It is the birth of the tragedy. Who among the following declared God is dead? Who is declared? It was declared by Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche's idea of the Übermensch Superman is discussed in the Spoke of Zarathustra. Nietzsche described Christian morality as slave morality. He says that Christian morality is a slave morality because you have to abide by. They don't take revenge. Christians don't take revenge because they don't have power to take the revenge. They are too weak. That is why they forgive, and that works, and that what makes them slave morality. The term will to power is associated with which thinker? It is Nietzsche. Which composer deeply influenced Nietzsche's early philosophy? It is Richard Wagner. Nietzsche's distinguished Apollonian and Dionysian aesthetic in which literary tradition? It is Greek tragedy. Which critic inspired Freud, Jung through his insights into the unconsciousness and literature? It is Nietzsche. Nietzsche's attack on Christianity is mainly focused on, it is the Antichrist. Okay, T bada ho gaya, no issues. Who said without music life would be mistake? It is Friedrich Nietzsche. He has talked about in that the very first work of his. Okay, so if you have to remember Nietzsche, how would you remember? He was a modern age critic philosopher. His major works are Birth of Tragedy, Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Antichrist, and The Will to Power. Key concepts: Apollonian, Dionysian, Übermensch, Will to Power, Death of God, and Slave Morality. He criticized moralistic art, religion, celebrated life-affirming creativity, and he was very influential for the modern thought, existentialism, and literary modernism. So this was it for today. We discussed him as a critic. We saw his work. So make sure you analyze all the thing, because it is very very important, and UGC NET asks a lot deep questions like this. So make sure if you found this video helpful, do not forget to like, share with your friends those who are preparing for UGC NET, and subscribe for more such content, because now we have 4 more critics left, and then we are almost about to complete our literary criticism syllabus. So yes, till then, stay tuned, keep learning, keep shining. Bye bye.